Big WNBA slate up for tonight. I have 5 picks for you. We're coming off 6-2 over our last 2 WNBA slates. Let's go. Hey, good morning, everyone. It is Craig Bennett, aka Cash Keg, back with another WNBA Prize Picks video. I got 5 picks for you here. Again, like you guys said, some of these lines are very soft. I think we can jump on a few more of these plays and a few that we hit on over the last few slates because the lines have just not adjusted enough, and I think we can take advantage of it. So with that, let's just dive right in. All right, as you can see, we have the Prize Picks desktop up here. They have a sweet mobile app you can download as well in the Google and Apple store. And we've got 5 picks for you. Again, we're coming off a 6-2 run here. We've got a few picks that we hit on over the last few days, but the lines just have not adjusted. And I think we can continue to take advantage of this. The first one we're going to look at here, we're going to stay on points. And we're going to go Brianna Jones over 11.5 points. Now, one thing I noticed pulling up some of the game logs and looking at the Connecticut Sun here is they run pretty tight rotations. They got basically a 7-woman rotation that they run, and she's absolutely just crushed this. She's went over this mark in 8 of the last 10 games. The minutes are there for her off the bench. So we've seen average 27 minutes over the last 5, but pretty consistent, really. Over the last 10 games, average 25 minutes. And because they have those quick, short rotations, a lot of usage off the bench here. Shooting a ton of field goals as well. 14, 9, 9, 10, and 8 over the last 5 games here. Just getting it done. And I think we can see it. Gets to the free throw line a lot as well. And this Seattle game got to the line 10 times, 7 times here, 4 times here. So really aggressive. You like to see it, and you like those short rotations like that. We can take advantage of it. So we're going to go Brianna Jones over 11.5 points. This just has not adjusted enough. Like I said, going back. Hasn't played Chicago yet this year. But again, anytime we're going to get someone who's seeing those minutes like that, I'm going to want to take advantage of it. So we're going to go this. We're going to go over 11.5 points. The next one we're going to look at here is, again, one we hit in the first video we did. And we're going to go back to Sabrina here. Sabrina Ionescu, we could go a lot of different ways here. I think you could go fantasy points with Sabrina. I think you could go points, rebounds, and assists with her. I think either of them are fine. She just absolutely gets it done. Going up against Indiana, which is one of the worst, teams in the WNBA. She's played Indiana twice this year. And she's put up 41 and 32 points, rebounds, and assists here. So like I said, I think you can get it done here with, going over this 4 of her last 5 games, 7 of her last 10. The minutes are there. The usage is there. I think there's no worries of going back to her with this at all. Kind of look at what the spreads are looking about with New York and Indy. New York is favored by 3.5, so we should have a close game. Overs 159 on that. And talking about the Connecticut game before that as well, it's got the highest over-under at 162 with the Sun. It's favored by 6. But I think we can take advantage of this. Again, it's just not high enough. I mean, look what she's done. Like I said, I think you can take either or if you want fantasy points or if you want points, rebounds, and assists. I think both of them are fine here with the usage that she's getting. Averaging around 30 minutes over her last 5, 31 over her last 10. And I think we can just continue to ride this. It's just way too low. Her numbers should probably be up closer to 30, where you would probably think about it, or 31. So these lines are pretty soft here. I think we can take advantage of it and jump on this one. We're going to take Sabrina over 25.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I like it, the fantasy points as well, if you want to take a shot at that as well. The next one we're going to go to is we're going to go to rebounds. And we're going to go to Alyssa Thomas. It's one we hit on yesterday or 2 days ago, where she did put up 9 rebounds. She's absolutely crushed this each and every time. Over the last 6 games, she's went over this ever since her minutes came back up here, and just absolutely gets it done. So we're going to go over the 8.5 rebounds here. I think it's another spot we can look at. Haven't played Chicago yet this year, so can't really look at it too much. But getting it done, the minutes are going to be there. As long as we see a pretty decently close game, we should have no problem to her to get this. So we're going to go Thomas over 8.5 rebounds. The next one we're going to check out, one that I just don't understand why it's this low with what she's been doing. But we're going to go to Ezi Magbegor. Ezi's been over 28 fantasy score is what you want. I don't want the points, rebounds, and assists. I want the fantasy score because I want them blocks. If you look at what Ezi's done, Ezi Magbegor went over 5 blocks against Atlanta, 3 blocks against Connecticut, 3 Vegas, 2 Chicago, 7 against Phoenix, 1, 4, and those add up a ton here when you get 3 points per block. So the fantasy score, you know, she does a little bit of everything, but those blocks add up a ton. You know, if we look at this game against Atlanta, she put up 12 points, had 7 rebounds, 2 assists, and the 5 blocks. Again, those blocks add up a ton. So that's something we like to see. And the minutes are there as well. 30, 29, 33, 31, 34. And this loss against UConn here, 29 minutes, put up 19 points, 7 rebounds, had 3 blocks there. So again, just kind of gets it done. Had 2 steals as well. So just puts it up across the board here. And I do like it. I think this is a spot we can just, you know, go right back to. And like I said, those blocks add up a ton. So we're going to go back to Ezi over 28 fantasy score here. It should be much higher with what she's doing. And the minutes have been there, you know, averaging 32 minutes over her last 5. So we're going to go Ezi over 28 fantasy score. And the last one we'll talk about, we'll stick with fantasy score here. And we're going to go to Jones. If I can type, we're going to go to Jones. And we're going to go the over 31 fantasy score for her. Very similar, not so much as Ezi, but she's went over this in 5 of her last 5 games. But it's very similar where now she puts up a lot more points than Ezi does. If we looked, you know, what she's done, you know, over the last few games, you know, 30 minutes, 16 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks. Against Seattle, she, you know, 31 minutes, she put up 25 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals, and a block. Just absolutely stuffs the sheet here. You know, even Phoenix in 25 minutes, she put up 24 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal there. She's just absolutely getting it done, you know, in all categories. So, you know, and really efficient. If we look at the game against Phoenix here, she only put up 8 shots when she got those 24 points. But again, just fills it up in so many different ways. You know, even when she's not, you know, scoring, she's still getting a ton of rebounds, blocks, steals, assists. And I think we can take a shot at the over fantasy points here. It just seems, you know, way too low for her, where I think, you know, we could take a shot out of it, what she's been doing here. You know, just been kind of crushing this. Like if you want to look at points, rebounds, and assists, again, she's won over it in 4 of her last 5 games, and the minutes have been trending up as well, right? Over the last 5, she's averaged around 30 minutes a game. Hasn't played Chicago yet this year, so we got no history looking at it this year, but something that I definitely think we should take a shot at. So if I had to rank these 5 plays for you, I would probably take Ezi as number 1. And then I would probably take Brianna Jones as number 2, Sabrina number 3. Then I would take Jones number 4, and I'll take Alyssa Thomas as number 5. I think that's the one I'm least confident in, but that's how I'd rank them. Hopefully this helps you make a little bit of money. If you want to see more of these WNBA videos, hit that like button for me, and I'll see you on the flip side. Deuces.